How's it going, guys? It's Bill. I know I can't be the only one that really misses how zombies used to feel. Chances are one of your favorite zombies maps ever is from one of the first 4 zombies games. For me, it'd be Black Ops 2. Dude, I played every map on this game religiously and consistently. It really is a shame that Call of Duty games have taken out 4-player split screens and even 2-player split screen in recent years, because the split screen was like the biggest thing that kept zombies going and kept zombies alive. You sit there with 3 of your buddies inside of one room and you all share one part of the screen and work together on the zombies. It was incredible. All of these maps really just had a certain charm to them. You play a map like Origins, and the game does a great job of submerging you in the real environment that was going on at the times. I mean, you see me running through these trenches, you can tell it was from World War I or for some earlier trench warfare. You see the outfits they have on, you hear the dialogue of your character, you see the signs, you see everything about it, and it puts together a big picture, and it really makes you feel like you're there for a moment in time. And video games are no different than other media. They're supposed to sit there and suspend your disbelief. You're supposed to feel like you're in a different world for a couple hours at a time, just like when you're watching a movie or watching a TV show. And nothing matches the first 4 Call of Duty Zombies games. And we got real cool stuff out of it, like Buried. I don't know if you guys remember, but back in 2012, this is just 1 year after Undead Nightmare was released by Red Dead. I mean, the zombies in the Old West was a cool setting to be thinking of at the time, and even though it might be a little bit dated right now, it was pretty sick for its time and still doesn't hold up that badly. It's not like Old West Zombies has been outdone to hell, it's just been done a few times since. Do you happen to find the last 2 things I mentioned to be a bit overwhelming? No worries, why not just settle out in the town? Regular little town square, you got the pack-a-punch in the middle, you got a perk in every building corner, and you can just sit there and duke it out with the zombies to your heart's content. Still play with 4 players, hell, you can play with up to 8 players if you play on Grief. But either way, there's something there for everyone, and it's nice and simple enough for you to pick up and learn, at least for your first try. And if that's still too much for you, no worries, you can take your way on down to Noct and just play the most bare experience imaginable. Just weapons on the wall, just a mystery box, no perks, no pack-a-punch, just have some fun, duke it out. This is one of my favorite things to bring up, but the most important thing about video games is that it's supposed to have something for everyone, no matter who you are, no matter what your playstyle is, no matter what your experience level is. If you like to camp, there were definitely spots on every single map to camp on. If you like to train, there were spots to train on every single map. If you were not a skilled player, you could go into a custom game and set the zombie difficulty to easy to give yourself 10 more rounds to get started while they walk, instead of sprinting. If you were a good player, you could set yourself with restrictions on the very same custom games. You can make yourself start later with less points, you could turn off Hellhound so there isn't a guaranteed max ammo, and you could turn on headshots only if you want to live a living hell. Something for everyone was supposed to be the main idea of video games, and it's a shame that as video games become so much more mainstream and popular that they're losing this identity, because that's the very thing that was supposed to make them so appealing. It took video games so long to become popular because they were considered violent, and now that the video games are actually violent and in HD, people are actually playing them, but none of the real soul is left into them. But why sit there and focus on what's wrong when you can sit there and appreciate what's so good about these old games? Namely, these old Call of Duties. For as bad as things may get, we'll always have this library of incredible games we can look back on, and I know you know a bunch at the top of your head. And one of my favorite parts about the game community is the fact that the list at the top of my head is different than yours, and hopefully through reminiscing on these games and talking more about them, we can share what games were most important to us and maybe play some that we felt like we missed out on. Thank you for watching, I appreciate everybody. You guys have a safe one. And this has been Bill.